This is a story about friendship. In 1989, this kid named Albert starts as a freshman in high school at a new school. Albert is an Army brat, and over the last 3 years, he's been at 14 different schools. His dad is a major in the US Army, and Albert has been to Bolivia, Italy, Berlin, Iceland, all over the place. So at first at his new school, he has some trouble fitting in. But Albert is a really talented athlete, and he becomes a star wrestler at his high school and also the quarterback of the football team, and soon gets a pretty solid friend group. At first, Albert is kind of an outsider. These friends have known each other for a long time. In fact, 3 of them had gone to junior high together in a different state, and they had actually moved to this high school with their junior high principal. Albert had something of a rivalry with this other student, Zachary, but eventually they realized that they had a lot in common, especially issues with their fathers, and they became best friends. And then by their junior year, they started a band together. Not only was Albert a jock, but he was also a musician. He played the drums after having gotten his first drum set as a gift from his father when he was a kid. Together with Zachary on guitar, they started a band along with their other friends Lisa on bass, Samuel on keyboards, and Albert's girlfriend at the time, Jessica, on lead vocals. Pretty soon after starting the band, they got their first big gig, playing their high school's costume ball. But during an intermission, the guitar player Zachary actually got broken up with by his girlfriend who had kissed another man. They go outside to talk, so when the band has to come back to play, Albert actually steps out and does lead vocals. After Zachary and his girlfriend break up, she asks if they can still be friends, and he tells her that they will be friends forever. This actually becomes the title of the next song that he writes for the band. And in a strange twist of fate, this girlfriend actually replaces Jessica in the band. Now they get their big break when one day they're practicing in their garage getting ready for a bar mitzvah gig when somebody jogs by, a guy named Brian Fate. He's a record producer and also a manager. He manages this big group called the Beach Buddies, and he overhears the band practicing, runs in, and says he has to sign them. The band quickly goes from playing small clubs to getting mobbed by fans on stage, and their first single, this song called Did We Ever Have a Chance, sells 5 million copies. They're on the cover of Billbox magazine. The music legend Casey Kasem compares them to the Beatles and the Rolling Stones. At that year's Rock Awards, they win the biggest award of the night, with Albert even thanking his dad for buying him that first drum set. But that's also where things started to fall apart for the band. Zachary had always written the band's songs, and even though he wasn't the lead singer, he was always the focal point. The band was even named after him, and his ego started getting out of control. He entered into a relationship with the band's publicist, Mindy Wallitzer, and she started steering him towards a solo career. There were lots of internal fights in the band over creative control. Lisa brought Zachary some ideas for costumes that she had, but Mindy told her that the costumes were already being designed by Bob Mackie. Albert and 2 of the other band members actually wrote their own song for the band, a song called School is a Bore, but Zachary rejected it. Stories that seemed they were leaked by an insider start appearing in tabloid newspapers, and Zachary finds out that it was Samuel who leaked the stories to the press. Finally, right before the band is supposed to go out for a big concert, Zachary quits the band to go solo. The rest of the band follows other pursuits besides music, and Zachary goes on to a successful solo career, but his image is being controlled by Mindy, and it's heading in a direction that he doesn't like. Then Zachary gets the news that Albert has been in a car accident. He was going 275 miles an hour and ran a stop sign. Mindy doesn't want Zachary to go visit Albert in the hospital, so finally he stands up to her and they break up. All the band members reunite in Albert's hospital room, and Zachary apologizes for his behavior. He tells them that he just wants to go back to being friends. Friends forever. And so the band Zack Attack gets back together, featuring Zach Morris on guitar and vocals, Kelly Kapowski on vocals, Lisa Turtle on bass, Samuel Screech Powers on keyboards, and Albert Clifford Slater on drums. They go back out on a huge reunion tour that they call, of course, the Friends Forever Tour.
Right, that was the best song you ever wrote, Zach.